Real legend vibes.
Crash through the door like a hurricane spinning. Backhand gang always winning, never thinning. Bricks in the vision, stacking heights like a ladder. The first reckless graduate, nothing else matters. Taught by the ball, KG, the professor. Class full of hitters, no time for the lesser. Blueprint sharp, every line be surgical. Gang move wild, but the hustle's vertical. Shut up! There's a takeover anthem. Backhand gang, no pressure, no tantrum. Kick with the bass, see the streets gon' feel it. Records on the rise, no way to conceal it. Backhand gang, backhand gang, backhand gang. What? Backhand gang, backhand gang, backhand gang. Backhand gang, shut up! Backhand gang, backhand gang.
Hello, people. Hello. Hello, hi. I seriously was thinking about not doing this show today because it's very, very personal to me. Very, very, very fucking personal to me. As you all know, if you've been part of my community for over a year, then you will know how very personal today's show is going to be to me. Yeah. Because, boy, what can I say? It's 1 year to the day that my aunt passed away and that I did this show in the first place. This show, The Checkup, was supposed to be a show that I did at least, I don't know, once a month or something like that, but it never came to fruition because I think on the day when I actually did this, it was more like I just wanted to share my feelings and I didn't know who to talk to at the time. And I thought if other people felt the same way I did, then boy, maybe I should do the show because every time I went to speak about my aunt back then, I'll burst out into tears. I burst out into tears just thinking about it. So I guess like sharing your emotions on this kind of level kind of helps in terms of just like you realizing what you've been through or to make you check yourself, see if you've gotten over it. That kind of stuff. So that's what today's show is going to be about, innit? Like, if you guys want to call in, that's fine. If you don't, that's also fine. I don't know how long this show will be. I will like I said, I'll give you like a little recap as to why I'm doing this and to how I'm feeling now. And then I'll open the lines. And if you want to come and share any stories, like I said, the show is as much for me as it is for you guys. Like I said, so on a day like today where all I'm doing is reliving a past event that really hurt me. Do you know what I mean? Something that really broke my heart. Today was a day that 1 year ago today, I couldn't even. I spoke to KG on the phone. I was bawling. I woke up in this house and I found out the news. And it was crazy because I was just speaking to her the night before. And I told her I was going to come see her the next day. And I woke up to my WhatsApp going crazy. My WhatsApp was just going nuts. Yeah. So obviously I woke up, I'm like, oh, what's going on? And then it was my mum on the phone. And sorry, it was my aunt on the phone actually, my other auntie, obviously. And she was just in bits, cussing me for not picking up my phone, obviously. And I was like, what's going on? And when she told me what happened, I didn't know how to react. All I was doing was, I was so angry. I was angry at myself more than anything else. I was angry at myself for not picking up, for not going to the hospital that night before because my aunt called me from the hospital, but it was like, it was past midnight. It was way past midnight. And I said to her, obviously, visiting hours over, I'll come see you the next day. Don't worry, everything will be fine. So there's an element of guilt that I feel as well in terms of not going that night. That's something that's going to stay with me forever, no doubt. It's hard doing these shows without tearing up, if I'm being honest with you. especially in a situation like this where it's a special date for me. Today is that anniversary, like I told you. So family went down there today to like lay flowers and stuff like that. But I didn't I didn't go today. I didn't go today because I felt like all I would have done is kind of what I'm doing now, is just bawling. I'm trying to hold back my tears right now, just so that's why I'm taking so long to finish my sentences. The internet will not see me cry. But yeah. But that's one thing I was saying as well during my time on the first show is that why is it so hard for us as men to show our emotions? Like that's one thing that was making me feel a certain way because even till now, I still don't want you lot to see me cry, even though I know you know that I'm hurting. I wish you didn't say that, Riri. You made a snook fly out of my nose, I swear. As I was saying though, today's been a hard day. And I know crying is natural, and I know emotions are natural, but also staying true to what you've grown up with and believed for how many years is also natural, and also something that you find hard to change about yourself. You find hard to admit to yourself that it's all right to cry. My baby mother was on the phone to me on the day when I was going down to the hospital, the day she passed, obviously. And I was talking to her like this, whatever, and I was like, listen, I'm in public. Stop talking to me like this because I don't want no one on the road to see me cry. Even though she was like, what? Them people don't know you. I was like, I mean, you people don't know me personally, like on a personal level on an everyday basis, but I still don't want you guys to see me cry. Male pride makes you do stupid things and sometimes makes you not admit the truth about how you really feel about situations. I hate these anniversaries because it's like you hate a man you love a minute. Because at one point you're like, you want to celebrate their death, you want to celebrate their life, you want to not their death, obviously, you want to celebrate their life, you want to celebrate the person they were. But all it does is remind you. All it does is remind you of what a good person they were and how much they meant to you. Yeah, this show was a bad idea. I thought I could actually talk about this about crying. It's not possible. It's not actually possible for me to talk about this situation without crying. And years gone by feels like way too quick. No joke right there. And what's nuts is right, because you expect like nothing worse can happen after that that kind of thing. Nothing can happen. Nothing can hurt you like that. Yeah. And you know what, Jonathan? One day I will talk about that kind of stuff. But today, like I said, it's a special day today. So honor her memory by doing this. Because, and plus, like I said, it's not just for me. If you guys have something you want to talk about, you want to share as well, please don't feel no way to come in here and tell me how you feel. In fact, let me just post that now while I'm still talking, because I don't even know if I'll remember to post it after I'm finished talking. So there you go. It's in the chat. But like I said, today was a special occasion for me. I know other people in the community has also lost people within like a year or two. And you can relate to what I'm saying sometimes when I say this kind of stuff. So I hope I'm coming across like, I don't know. I hope I'm telling you my feelings properly, because I don't know. I don't know if I'm coming across properly right now. But I feel like, you know what's funny, yeah? This right here, Riri. You say not to bottle it up, yeah. I don't like letting it out. That's the truth. I don't like the way I feel. Even now. I feel too vulnerable in front of you, though. But at the same time, it's like, if I don't show my vulnerability, how will you feel comfortable to share yours? And this is something that I'm trying to overcome in terms of like just being a better human being. And it's not even just about being a better man or whatever, just being a better human being all round. Because if you can't express your feelings, and plus I've got 2 kids. Yeah, I've got 2 kids. And if I want them to be able to express to me how they're feeling, I have to be able to express myself openly as well. With that being said, let me open up the lines. I've got 2 people in here right now. I'm going to bring in one at a time, and then maybe we'll talk together afterwards. I'm going to start with the first person through the door. Connor. Well, go on.
None of that stuff. I'll have to get Sir Jim on the case. We do English here.
I don't even know what the Sir Jim thing is about. Right now,
he's on a madness. He's on a madness. He's on reform settings.
Yeah, we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah, no. We'll tell the jokes. We'll keep it serious. Yeah, it's mad. It's been a year. Like, I remember it being the year ago, like, speaking to you about it. Like, it's mental.
It's funny how time flies real quick, innit? Especially with these situations.
Yeah. It just feels like everything's flying now. But, nah, do you know
how
what?
How are you doing? Because I know you had the situation with your dad and you was going through it yourself at the time.
Yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? You just get on with it at the end. Like, I just feel like I've just kind of got on with it. I got angry at him the other day. Like, it sounds mad to say, but like, I got pissed off at him. It's like,
you did that. How did that happen?
Because I had a dream that I had a kid. Like, I had a little son in my dream, and I was just loving life with this kid, and like, I had a son and that, and I was just messing around. I think it's just because I've been like looking after my cousin and that, I've just been like remembering shit. And I went into a dream and I had a kid, and then I woke up and I was just thinking about how the fact, if I do have a kid in the future, he's never going to meet him. They're never going to meet. That was the sort of thing that annoyed me. Like, Joe, like, I was just like thinking about how mad it is. Like, I got to meet at least, I met all 4 of my grandparents, but like, I barely met, like, one of them I barely met because like he died when I was about 3 or 4. Like, I barely remember it. But like, I at least had experience with most of my grandparents in the sense of I lived with them, I learned like obviously stuff from them and like that. And if I do have a kid, my kid's never going to have that with my dad. Like, that's going to be the mindset. And it's like, it didn't annoy me as such as like it really made me angry, but it's just like,
Yeah,
It's
well, you
one of them
see, the thing,
things.
you weren't angry at him. You sound like what I sounded like on the day when my aunt died. I was hitting things. Yeah, I was just, I was hitting everything. I was punching up doors. I was punching up my bed. I was angry. I was angry at God.
It's hard not
I
to
was
be.
angry at everything.
It's mad. Like I remember my sister saying it to us when we were in the hospital. Like me and her were just walking around the corridor. Like I can't remember why we did. We were going out for a walk and we were leaving the room for a few hours. And she made the point, like I thought it anyway, but it's like, do you not just find it like this is her words? Like, do you not just find it mad that this is probably like one of the worst days of our life and no one around us knows what's going on? Like no one else like really knows what's going on around us, like people in the hospital and that. And it's like it's just such a mad concept to think of, like even on your worst day where you think you feel the lowest, like how bad things are going in your life, other people don't know what's going on with you, like because like obviously they don't know, they don't have the insight that you have into your own life. If they did, it might be a bit stalkerish, but yeah, it's just mental.
Yeah, but it's funny how we like they know in it, because that's what I was saying like earlier. I'm holding back my tears. Why do I care what a stranger thinks about me? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why do I care what other person thinks?
It's mad. Oh, like I don't know how you get around that
though. Like it's by the way. How long has it been now since you had?
It was December 24, so it's a little over a year and 2 months now. So yeah, it would. Yeah, so it'd be a year and 2 months.
How are you doing 1 year later, bro?
It's been a roller coaster of a life. But this past year's just been a roller coaster. Obviously, I took over the house because me and my dad lived together. So yeah, it's been weird living in the house without him. Had my sister move into the house. Had my sister move out of the house. Had a new. Obviously, I was working at Greg's. Left Greg's. Went to a casino. Got fired from the casino. Started a new job.
When the fun stopped.
No, it wasn't even. Nah. It wasn't even gambling related. I got fired because I wasn't customer service friendly. I just wasn't friendly to a certain customer who was.
I wonder why.
He was trying to touch up certain members of staff's asses, and I just wasn't a fan of it.
Okay, well at least you stood up for the right thing, bro. You know.
Yeah, and
I remember. Oh, go on, sorry.
No. Because it's just like been a mad roller coaster of the year. Like I got sacked from a job. I got a new job now already. I'm looking for a new job because I don't like the job I'm in, but I need to pay the bills. And it's just like when this shit part of life happens to you, even though it feels like your life stops, nothing actually does stop around you. The bills keep coming. The shit goes on. Like I'm getting a new kitchen put in. It's like. My dad was wanting that for nearly like 3-4 years. He was just like chasing a landlord about it, like because they were saying they were meant to be doing it, chasing up, not doing it. Like, and it's been nearly a year and since he started. It's like, yeah, we're finally coming to do it now. And it's just
how
like,
are you feeling now that getting some of the stuff?
What was that?
You getting some of the stuff done that your dad wanted to get way past then?
Kind of, yeah. Like I've got his ashes and that in the living room. Still need to go put them with my gran, like Joe, like where her plot is. Like you need to go spread them there, but we've just not got around to it because just like one thing or the other. One family's not been able to do it. One thing is this: try to get an appointment, but Joe, they charge me want to charge me £150 to spread his ashes. I'm gonna go do it myself at this point. Like I'm not paying £150 to go put him on the floor.
What's it? They charge you £150 to
yeah.
They want
to charge me 150 quid to go put him on the floor. I'm just going to get a pen. Yeah, at the cemetery. Like that's what I'm thinking. I'm just half tempted. I'm tempted. Poke a hole, get a pen, poke a couple of holes in the bottom of the bag, and just quick little circle and hope no one notices. If they do, I'll give them a crack and they can fuck off with the day. They're not disturbing me.
Get up. You know what? At least you made me laugh, Connor. You're a joker. Do you know what? You made me laugh. I can't lie. Thank you. You made me laugh. You have made me laugh. Let me bring in the next caller though. Riri, you good?
Yeah.
How you doing, sis? How you doing?
How are you?
What time is it over there? If you don't mind me asking, please.
It's 5:30 in the afternoon.
5:30. Okay. Did you just say? Did you ask me if I was good? By the way. Oh yeah, yeah. Up and down.
Okay.
Up and down. Obviously, I'm talking right now. I'm
Mm.
hurting right now. Only good memories that's making me hurt, obviously. So
I think I said that in the chat. That's where you need to put your headspace. You need
it's
to
hard though, isn't it? I mean,
no,
the thing is,
Joe, you're
good
talking to
memories
somebody
that
that
so
just
upset.
lost. You're talking to somebody that just lost one of, if not my favorite uncle, about a month and a half ago. Out of nowhere.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling?
Not to be callous, but your aunt was in the hospital, if I'm not mistaken, right? So she was sick. Imagine getting a phone call telling you that the guy, your uncle that was supposed to be coming up that Sunday died that Monday.
Oh, fuck me up. I'm not gonna lie to you. And he was supposed to come see you the day before.
He was coming back up from Guyana.
The upcoming day,
sorry. Saturday. He died the Monday before that Saturday. He had already bought his ticket, everything. January 9th.
When you heard the news,
January 9th.
Where you were? But
I was. It was around this time I got the phone call.
Was you home?
Yeah. I was working. I was sitting right here at my desk, and my aunt, his sister called me. My mom's sister called me.
Do you mind if I ask you one question, actually? Because this is something that is kind of how did you take it when you first heard? Because when I
I fell out this chair and I was on the floor. I was on the floor. I was on the floor. I was inconsolable because I think you know my story about my mom, and that was her older brother. And from the time she got sick, he's been the one that took care of her, even when everybody else left Guyana and came up here. He made sure she was safe, made sure that no harm came of her with her illness. Like if she disappeared, he would go looking for her and stuff like that. And then
That's
when subsequently,
that's what really pisses me off about these situations. Sorry, Riri, to interrupt you.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
What's going on at the moment, but like with that, those things there is what made me so angry at God. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, why is it the good one? Why are you taking the ones that are here?
You have a lot of questions. A lot of questions. A lot of questions.
So,
but yeah, so yeah, he and I lived together. I want to say we lived together because at one point he was in between like apartments and he was doing like construction and stuff and like for me, him doing what he did for my mom and continued to do for my mom, he could have gotten anything from me. Like it didn't matter.
Of course.
So when he came to me and like he was like, yo, can I bunk with you or whatever? I was like, hands down, yeah, sure. So we lived together up here for about 6 years. Just me and him in the apartment.
So 6 years as well. Do you know what I mean? Especially because he was already your favorite person for looking after your mum.
Yeah. Like legit. And my uncle was Rastafarian, so he's mad chill. He's not.
Oh shit.
Mad chill. They don't really. They don't really get upset. They're very vibesy, like just like I used to get upset for him because
The words.
yeah. I used to get upset for him because people used to do him, what I thought was do him wrong in certain things, and I would be like cursing. He'd be like, Lee, because they call my name is Alicia. My middle name is Alicia, right? So they call me Lee. So he'd be like,
That's my
yo,
cousin's
Lee,
name.
yeah, huh?
It's my cousin's name. I got a
Yeah.
cousin named Alicia.
Yeah. So they shorten it. West Indian people, they shorten your name. They don't ever call you by your full name. So yeah, right.
Or you know what Jamaicans love to do? They love to use your middle name as your first name.
Yeah. Well, that's what my entire family does. Nobody calls me by my first name. They call me by my middle name, and they even shorten that. Like they literally shorten that. Like my middle
What's
name
wrong with
is
Caribbean people though?
Yeah.
It's not just a Caribbean thing, people, by the way. Let me know in the chat, yeah, because I don't know if African people do it or people of different colors do it, but Jamaicans or Caribbean people, I should say, they give you a name and they don't use that name.
They don't use that name. Nobody knows you by that name, bro.
Oh, good. And it's a very common thing, by the way, in the West Indies. Yeah.
You know what's so fun? Because I'm here to make you smile, right? So I'll give you for instance, like when I came up here and I was in college, right? I used to live with my aunt, my mom's older sister, right? So, well, now she's the oldest because my uncle passed. It was him, then her, then my mom. So now she's the oldest. So I used to live with her, right, out in Long Island. And when I came up here, when you come up here, you got to use whatever, like your name that's on all your documents when you come.
Oh, of course, your government. You got to use your government.
Right, your government, right? So when I registered for school, I registered with my first name, right? So one time, one of my classmates called the house because we were doing a project together, and he asked to speak to and used my first name. She was like, "Who? That person don't live here."
That's your own mom saying that.
No, that's my aunt. That's my aunt. That's my mom's sister.
Oh, yeah, but still, that's so bad.
Aunt.
Your own family saying, I chat about. I don't know nobody name, so I don't know nobody. That's so bad. And you know what's funny, yeah? Because obviously I moved from Jamaica when I was around 7, yeah? And I got a cousin by the name of Andre. Well, sorry, I got a cousin that we call Andre. Yeah,
right.
Everybody calls him Andre.
Right.
The name I know him by.
Right.
So when I went to school and I heard people saying, Clayton, I was like, whose name's Clayton? I don't know. So I said, so what, you come out England and you get English boy name? I want to get English boy name from, I never know he's not Clayton. I don't know the Clayton. But it's so funny how I don't.
It was so funny.
Hey, doctor, let me know. People do that as well. Call people by their middle names instead of their first names.
Yeah, but
sorry.
So between, I just needed to make you laugh and take your mind off of what was going on with you. So, I hope I accomplished that a little bit.
You did. You and Connor, thank you. Do you know what?
Yeah. But yeah. So there's that's so my uncle passed on the 1st of January, 1st of December. Then the 3rd of December last year was 4 years for his mom passing. And then the 9th of January this year was 4 years for my grand that I grew up with passing. So the last month and change, I've been in like a very weird space, you know what I mean? So what I can tell you, and I know you and I have had conversations offline, and everybody grieves differently and everybody processes differently. I can say to you that grief hits me in the weirdest times. Like, I'll be good, and then all of a sudden a memory will flash and I'll be a mess. So what I can say to you is, when those moments happen, you have to let it out, one, but then you have to also think about all the good that person was to you, and like good memories, and like, you know, memories that made you laugh, or memories that made you smile, or those sort of things, because that then helps with the processing of them no longer being here. Because I can honestly tell you, my uncle, you know, like when I needed, like when I needed him to talk to my mom, like if my mom wasn't listening to me or whatever, I would
Yeah,
normally
as
just
usual.
call him. You know, I would normally just call him, and the relationship they had was very special. You know, it was very, that was her person. You know, and once he spoke to her, she would listen or whatever. And I literally, like last month, sometimes something happened, and I found myself reaching for my phone and about to hit his name on WhatsApp, and it, you know what I mean. So so I took a pause, and I literally was like, yeah, yeah, because like I said, I've been walking around in a, I've been walking around in a fog for the last like 2 months, basically, just trying to process like
It's
what
almost like you're
happened.
going through the motions of life, but you're not really there in it.
No, yeah, yeah, definitely, because like I said, it's just, it's a lot of loss that I've suffered in like the last, I want to say the last 5 years. Because
I've, well, I
both
mean, you
my
said,
grand
yeah, 4 years of the past.
yeah. So both my grandparents on my mom's side passed that year, 4 years ago,
Hmm.
um, due to COVID complications. And then that was 20, what was that, 2021. And then subsequently January, the beginning of January 2022, my grandpas that I grew up with, right? So I lost three grandparents within the space of like 4 months.
That's mad, you know.
So
Ah, one thing, yeah, I would have to say, I've never really been too close to my grandparents in that respect. Like my grandma, it's no idea because my grandma on my mom's side, I'll take that very close to her when I was growing up in Jamaica, and she had a sister who I also called grandma. Yeah,
right,
I called one town grandma and I called one country grandma.
right.
Right?
No, I get it. I
One was
get
just, I
it. I
guess,
get
aunt,
it.
and she passed away just like a couple years before my aunt did, right? And that one was not as hard for me to take because I wasn't really, I didn't really grow up per se with her. I grew up till about 7 with her, and then obviously I moved to England, and then I grew from there. So I was close to her, but we got closer when she came to England. In her
Mm,
last couple of years, she came to England, and we spent a lot of time together because she was losing her eyesight. That's why she came to England. Yeah,
right.
and we was looking for her. She had nurses come in the daytime when we was at work and stuff like that. But then when obviously, like, you said COVID and all that stuff happened, right? It was mad because my grandma died in COVID, but not from COVID. But it was a crazy time because you couldn't have family there. And initially, we would have sent her back to Jamaica because that's what she would have wanted, go bury next to her sister and stuff like that. But couldn't do that because it was COVID, right? So she's buried on a site right now that what's mad is I feel like I want to move her. Yeah, I feel like I want to move her, but it's like my mom and my auntie said, grandma always said that wherever she's dead is where she's going to lay her head. Yeah. So if I die in England, bury me in England. If I die at sea, left me at sea. She said, and you have
No,
to respect a
yeah,
woman's wishes.
that's how they were. That's how they are. Like those old school people. That's how they are. But Joe, I want you to know that all our lives, all of us on this earth, all of us, our lives are already mapped out for us before we. I think I said you and I had this conversation. Our lives are already mapped out before we even created. The Almighty, the Almighty already knows where our road will lead us and when He's going to be ready to call us back. And we have to, I know it's very easy to be upset with Him when we do lose our loved ones, and we often question why is it they get taken, and there's some very unscrupulous people that are just roaming this earth, living their lives and not being taken out, or whatever the case may be. But believe it or not, they have a part to play in His whole grand scheme of the plan that He has for us as humans on this earth. So, and also you can also
Do
look
you
at
know
it
what's
as
funny?
like,
As you say that though, yeah, you did help me a lot through when I lost my aunt. Really, I have to say this. You helped me a lot, and especially remember you sent me those kind words. Remember you sent me that paragraph and I read it.
yeah, of
And
course.
that I'm gonna need to resend that to me because I think my thing deletes things after a
I
certain
got
time.
you. I got you.
Yeah, I swear to God, that thing that made me cry. I sent it to my family. It made them cry, and it was just like true. Every time we have a celebration, every time we have a special occasion, we make sure that we speak and we make sure that we bring her up and we make sure that she's part of the room and part of the vibe.
Of
Because
course.
you know what I find, like sorry, I know what you said, yeah, a minute ago about. I know we get angry and God has His plans and da 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 da. Did you not ever feel upset at the fact? Because if it's one thing I was so mad about, yeah, I'm still struggling with my religion right now, yeah, because it doesn't make sense to me. And I know, and a lot of things you do don't make no sense to me, yeah. But I
I don't
guess
think
I
it
have.
makes. I don't think you're not the only one it doesn't make sense to. You're not the only one.
I just gotta accept it because if it's somebody in this world that I don't know about you, yeah, Riri, but my aunt was a avid churchgoer. She lived her life. And when I say lived her life by the book, I mean by the book. Yeah. She never missed church. New Year's Day, she was in church. She looked after her family. And when I tell you, yeah, she was the one person that everyone in the family would turn to if it got too tough. If it was, she was the matriarch. She was the head of the family.
Yeah, I know you. You
Simple.
mentioned that to me. So okay. So in that regard, she was closer to God than probably most of you. So maybe you have to look at
All
it this
of us.
way, right? So you have to look at it this way. She already had her conversation with Him, and He already told her what needed to be done. So she was at peace. It is for you now to be at peace with their relationship, because she was at peace. What if you're to remember that call that you had with her the night before she passed? How did she sound?
See, this is the problem. She was worried, yeah, because she had basically she had a kidney problem, yeah, and they said that. So once I didn't know this at the time, right? But they were saying, but afterwards I found out that my aunt was like, yeah, she was basically getting delirious, yeah, because it was supposed to be rinsing out her kidneys, yeah, because
Right,
if the bile
dialysis.
builds up, it
Right,
builds up this bile that
dialysis.
actually hallucinate, and it makes you hallucinate, yeah. And when she called me after 12 o'clock, mad hours at night, right, she was like, Renard, them a try to kill me. Come, bring your gun, bring all the bad man, them, She's how she was talking, yeah. My auntie don't talk like that, yeah. She never
Right.
talks like that. She was like, everybody bring your gun, bring your knife. Them a try to kill me, come save me. And I was like, auntie, don't worry. I'll come see you tomorrow. I know it's whatever going, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and the fact that she didn't make it the next day, I feel, because I felt like I should have gone, I should have made a fuss, I should have said something. The reason why she was clearly hallucinating at that time is
So
clearly because
your
the
anger
bile
is
was
not.
building up.
So then your anger is not stemming from 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 God calling her home. Your anger stems from your guilt that you're putting on,
Yes and
that you're
no,
putting
because you
on,
know the
that
funny
you're
thing is,
putting, that
yes, I feel like
you
I
are
was
putting
guilty.
that guilt on, but you are
Yeah,
manifesting that guilt in yourself. That is what you're doing. Even if you had not,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
even if
guilty,
you were
right?
gone, but like I said this to someone I was talking to the other day, Joe. It doesn't matter how much money we have in this world. It doesn't matter how important we are in this world or how important we, are not in this world. When that bell tolls and it rings, there's nobody. And like I said, I have I've come to realize that. I came to realize that with my grand, and and even more so this time around with my uncle. There is nobody that can unring that bell. No matter what you do, there's nobody. There's nobody
Yeah.
that can unring that bell. And maybe it's because, maybe Doc, maybe it's not guilt, but maybe it's just he's hard on himself because he didn't go see her before she passed. But that still is guilt. That is guilt of not going, and not being able to see her one last time before she passed. So that's internal guilt. That's what
Do
that
you know
is.
what's mad is, yeah? And it was literally just after Christmas. Obviously, it was February. Um, we expected it to come out before Christmas and
Mm.
everything. Yeah, that's how we was thinking everything was gonna be all right. Yeah, you know what? It's an element of guilt. Yeah, there's an element of guilt. It's a bunch of things mixed together. If I'm being honest with you, Riri. Yeah, there's guilt. There's anger. There's regret. There's so much. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, when it happened, you didn't want to see the state of my house.
No,
Like,
I no, I get,
I think I
you
ripped the pillow.
are, listen, before you're on pass, you were struggling with anger issues when I met you. So I can only imagine what happened when you're on pass, being who she is and what she meant to you and meant to your family. But so I have a question for you. Her being who she was and what she meant to you, do you think she would want you to live with all this negative energy where she is concerned? Exactly. So if you're not going to do it for yourself,
Hell,
if you're not going to do it for yourself, you have to do it for her.
it's hard though, Riri. I can't
It,
lie, it's hard. It's hard. Big up yourself though, Riri. You know, let me bring in the next guy as well. Sorry about that, Riri. Oh, do you know what? It's so hard. Do you guys remember that period of time when I was just missing? I went off KG show, I disappeared, I was gone. Yeah. None of you guys know where I was. None of you guys know what happened. Yeah. But just say this, yeah. I went to church during the time I was gone. Yeah. And when I tell you, it was a time where I was going through a lot. I wasn't happy. I was angry. So, and this was a new anger, by the way, Riri. This was a new anger, a different kind of anger. Yeah. I was angry at people for doing me wrong. I was angry at a lot of things. And I swear to God, I went to church that day. And the reason why I went to church is because of my auntie and my family. They all told me, go, go to church. Go, go, go. I went, and when I tell you, I've never been to a service in my life where I felt like a guy was talking straight to me as far as I was concerned. I was like, and I'm in church in a foreign place, and I'm bawling my eyes out in church. I'm like, I can't even stop. I can't even stop. I'm trying to hide. I'm like, and he's like, the guy was like, let go of the anger. Just let go. I'm like, what? What the fuck? I swear, I was like, how the fuck did you know I was so angry? He said, let go of the anger, because I know you're angry. I was like, how the but anyway, it helped. It helped a lot because, you know, I think on that day in particular, I released a lot of the anger I was holding on to for a lot of things. A lot of things. A lot of things. Yeah. Because like I said, I was going through so much at the time. And as you know, since I've come back, I've not been in the same lane that I was on before I left. Let's just say that, innit? Yeah. As you know, I was on UV, I was on KG, I was in other places. And when I came back, I could have been angry still. I could have been even more angry. But I think my time in church helped me realize that there's some things, because it's one thing that was said to me in that church. And when they gave me my prayer material and they gave me a Bible and they told me to read something, he said, read this. And you know what it was? It was like, God, it was God's plan. I can't remember which part in the Bible it is, because don't call me a Bible buff. I should be better at my Bible stuff. But there's a part in the Bible where it says God has a plan for you, and you might not know what it is, but God has a plan for you. There's times where you might not know what that plan is, and it might look like he's destroying you, but he already has your plan. So ask God, speak to God and ask him what his plan is for you, and hopefully you'll hear it. And I did that. And this is why I've come back onto this YouTube space, and I'm not afraid to do anything. Yeah. I talk with full chest when I'm speaking about hurtful situations. I make sure that I'm trying to get my point across to you guys clearly, and I'm making sure that I honor my auntie's memory. That's what I'm going to try and do with my last days on this earth. Anyway, yeah, I know many will pass as well before, and I mean, many will pass hopefully before I pass. You know, I don't want to die young. I want to see my kids grow up. So in that time that I have, I'm going to try and make sure that I live my life in the correct way that I hope will do my auntie proud. But yes, KP Live, welcome to the show, bro. You're muted, by the way.
Yo, bro. How you doing, man?
Well, you know, it's a special day for me today, so I'm sharing my feelings. Yeah, this is 1 year to the day. I don't know if you was here the first time, because this is a 1 year anniversary for this show and for my aunt passing. So I'm just here sharing my feelings 1 year later, and I'm here to check up on the community scene. If everybody's been all right, do you know what I mean? And you see what you're saying right there underneath your thing, men's mental health matters? Because I don't think we do it enough.
At all, bro. First of all, I want to say condolences for your loss. Loss of anyone in your life, let alone someone that you're so close to, is extremely difficult. But second of all, what you're doing now, being so open and vulnerable, is massive, bro. Like, big shout out to you, bro. Honestly,
It's hard,
what you said,
bro. It's hard. You know how much time I want to press end stream. I want to, hey, listen, but yeah, it's true.
That shows your strength,
I
bro.
think it's supporting myself as well.
Definitely, bro. Vulnerability is a strength in the right hands. You showing your vulnerability as a man, you seem like a masculine man, yeah, to the average person, and you're crying, bro. Like, a lot of people won't do that at all, bro. And it's like, especially when you're talking about God, yeah.
I'm trying my hardest not to cry. That's the funny thing about this situation. I'm trying my hardest actually not to cry. So it's funny that we are talking about it as men, and I know that deep down inside, it's the good thing to share it and to try and do it. But do you understand where I'm coming from? That really and truly, I'm actually trying myself hardest not to cry, but it's just happening anyway.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you like a little story, yeah. Like 2015, I had my favorite cousin, yeah. We're meant to link up. We had been like distant for a while, yeah, for a few years. We linked up in like Peckham in the Audi or no, the Asda, yeah. And we said in like 2 weeks. Come on, man. Come on.
They
So,
didn't come in at LD. That's trouble, fam. That's already.
the one and only, bro. That place, lifesaver. When there was Morrison there, lifesaver. But yeah, so you said we're gonna link up now. 2 days before we're meant to link up, my mom tells me that he hung himself, innit? So yeah, so it was like
I'm
we
sorry
just
to hear that.
reconnected. Thank you, bro.
How did you receive that news? How did you receive that? Because that's what the problem.
Um, See, the way I was brought up, yeah, if my mom would see me cry, she would cuss me, innit? Like she'll call me the B word, she'll call me this, that. So it was like I was taught to never show any emotion, innit? And these times I had what is now my wife, my girl was then, innit? So I'm not trying to show no emotion. And I just like I do things to just keep my mind occupied, innit? But it was like I couldn't get to grasp with it. Like I'm literally talking to you last week, and then like it didn't make sense to me, innit?
Sorry,
But it was like
how old was you? How old was you as well? Sorry, so I can just like have an idea in my head how old you was around this time.
19,
19. Okay,
19.
young man.
I was like 19. It was my second year of uni. Um, and so I remember my mind started going a little bit because I was holding everything in, but I didn't know I was holding everything in. And then my mental health crashed a little bit. So then it was like I went through some therapy where I had to learn how to identify and show emotions again, and learning about how
Round of applause for going to therapy though, bro. Because black people in therapy, we don't like therapy. Yeah.
at all, bro, stigma, bro. Like therapy, I would advise anyone, bro, even if you feel like you don't need it, just talking to someone, it unlocks so much that you don't even know that you've hidden away. Like things just start unlocking in your
Strongly
head,
agree with that.
and
People talk to. The funny thing is, yeah, therapy. There's one thing about talking to someone that you don't know that really helps. It's because I feel like because you don't know them, it's easier for you to just tell them things on a level where, and when they don't know you as well, they don't have a personal opinion of you in it, so they give you the raw truth or the
yeah,
just something outside of your friend is also good. So I'm a big advocate for therapy, by the way, people. A very big
yeah,
advocate for therapy.
like, definitely. There's even a
Sorry
place
to keep
called
interrupting.
no worries at all, bro. It's a talk. Like those kind of things are even amazing. I was even gonna say there's a place called BetterHelp that they offer
Yes, say
therapy.
it, bro. Talk about it. We need people to know where to go to turn. And I know a lot of people's heard of BetterHelp, but at least if you know, have you tried BetterHelp?
Oh yeah. I used it for quite a bit. Around 2021. Um, my mental health got worse because I was meant to get married, and then 2 days before my wedding day, my best man, who was my cousin, mom died of cancer. Um, 2 days before, so it was like my mental health. Like I still hadn't dealt with the last one, and then this one, yeah, done me. So BetterHelp really helped me because they give you someone that, for example, I'm a Christian, innit? So they gave me someone that is a Christian as well as a therapist. So she prayed with me, she spoke with me, talked with me. She allowed me to cry without feeling like anyone's judging me, which was mad important to me. Mad important to me. Because before,
Bro, that's the hardest thing in it. Because when you open your heart in front of people, that's the hardest thing because it's judgment that you're almost worried about.
yeah,
It's what people think of you really is what you're worried about, which is nuts because fuck everybody else. It's how you're feeling, innit? Like, fuck
Yup.
everybody else. Like, fuck it.
Yup. Yup.
Your feelings are as valid as everybody else's, bro. And
Exactly
you should
that,
be
bro.
able to share them. So, what did you learn from therapy, bro? Let me know what you learned, because maybe I need some of that help right now, because I'm balling on the live stage on YouTube, bro, and I need to stop.
Bro,
Right?
first of all, letting your emotions, when you hold in your emotions, it makes them come out more. It's like when you put water in a bowl, keep filling it, keep filling it, keep filling it. Eventually, you try and put the lid on, and it's popping off because you filled it up so much. So you need to release it every now and again, and I don't know, allow your mind to accept that. Alright, I'm sad, I'm hurt. That's fine. It's okay for me to feel like that. It's a natural emotion, and I haven't got to let this feeling destroy my tomorrow. Today, I'll sit back, I'll take it all in,
Yeah.
I'll let out what I need to do. Tomorrow, back out there.
When you're in that state, bro, you feel like your world is fucked. You feel like your world is fucked, yeah. And that's where it comes as a man sometimes, isn't it? Yeah, where it comes as a man sometimes, you're like, I can't let emotion rule me. I think that's what happens to us as men, innit? You're like, I've been crying for the last hour. Shake it off. What, are you a dickhead? Stop bawling. That's how I treat myself.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
truth. I'm
yeah.
like, what the fuck are you doing? Are you a dickhead? Man up. Man up. But what is this manning up bullshit? If I'm hurt, I'm hurt, blood.
Exactly. Real men cry, bro. That's a realist statement, bro. Real men cry. It takes a lot more strength to show you at your worst than it takes to show you at your best. So you showing your tears, showing your sadness, showing your lows, bro, that's the strongest thing you can do. Honestly, bro. And reminding yourself of that when every time you
This is how
accept the pain,
my shit. This is how
bro.
talking about my shit, bro. Look, come on.
Don't worry about that, darling. Don't worry about that. I wear black, if not, I'll be sweating as well. Don't worry about it, man. But bro, therapy, just talking about things, like even just me and you talking now, yeah, it stops it from staying locked in and rotting away inside of you, know. And with like me, when I came to Christ, it was like, how can I love a God that took my cousin, took my auntie? In fact, after that auntie died, my other cousin, that is also my dad, his mom died of cancer last year, innit? And that was at a point where I was in church my hardest, like praying for my family, everybody praying. But in my strongest moment in Christ, people are still dying, and it was like, why is everyone around me dying of cancer as well? Innit? Because it was mad to me, bro. But there's a scripture that I held on to, yeah. It's in Job, and it's basically God explaining what the scripture starts with. Who is this that questions my wisdom with such ignorant words? Brace yourself like a man, because I have some questions for you. God is basically saying to Job is going through a hard time. He lost 10 of his kids. They all died in one day. He lost all his property, all his money, everything gone. And then his closest friends said that it's his fault, that he's sinning. So that's why God is punishing him. And then God came down and said to him that you don't know, you weren't there when I created this world. You weren't there when I aligned the stars. You weren't there when I created the sun and the moon. You don't know the plans that God has, because we don't have that mind, innit? So me always wondering, oh, why this, why that, why this, why that? All he's gonna do is hurt me. I'm never gonna understand why God does things. So all I can do is make the most of their memory every single day, and that's being the best person I can be. And sometimes man will break down because I get like visual images, innit? Like of like certain things, and it's like I'll be driving, bro, and I just start bawling out, just start crying. And back in the day, I would tell myself like, are you a bitch? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you dumb? Why are you doing this, bro? Like, it got to a point where my life got dark because I felt like I can't be feeling this weak. Like, I'm a big unit. I'm man 6'7". So me crying is like, it's mental. But end of the day, it's like taking that darkness. It's not going to do anything for me, for my family, for the people that have died. Nothing. All I can do is shine their light through my life now. Every day, man's being the best person for my cousin, for my auntie, but the things they can't see, I'm gonna make sure my cousins see it. I'm gonna make sure my cousin's mum, dad see it. I'll be there for all of them. You know what I'm saying? So those kind of things in the darkest of times keep me bright. So that's the advice I would give to anybody, especially in Christ. Trust. Don't try and understand. Mm,
No, sorry. No, please finish that sentence. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Please finish that sentence. Don't try and turn what.
no, I'm just gonna say, when you go through the darkest moments in life, don't dwell on why you're in that darkness. Focus on why you want to see the sunshine again, why you want to get to the end. In the midst of the darkness is the hardest bit.
Mhm.
But when you get to the end, that darkness is like, you will look back and you will laugh. You will look back and you will smile. But focusing on the end goal rather than the now, it will help you so much in life. Just trust in God's process and not what the enemy is putting before your eyes. That's literally all I wanted to say.
Bro, great fucking phone call, bro. Thank you so much. Yeah. And
No
you know
worries,
what?
bro. God bless you, bro.
Y- God bless you too. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, I'm struggling with religion right now. That's the truth. See that with what Ivan said here, that he left religion. I've not been back to church since that time period that I spoke about earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's almost like I'm afraid though, because I have reservations over him. Yeah. I have so many questions, and I know, like you said, you shouldn't really dwell on the questions and the darkness and all that. Yeah, it's so hard because I felt like I left the darkness behind, but at the same time, there's something inside of me that just won't stop hurting. Yeah. And Riri said that, some of it is because I feel guilt, and that is probably very, very fucking true. But another part of it is because I'm still mad. I'm still angry. I'm still angry. I'm still angry. Very angry. And it's a year later. And I'm trying to let the anger go, but I'm still mad at him. I'm mad at him. I'm mad at me. I'm mad at the doctors. You didn't want to see me the next day because, I was like, she should have been on another IV drip. What was going on? These fucking doctors. I said to all my family, none of you older ones are going to any public hospitals anymore. You're all going in private healthcare. All of you. Even if I have to pay for it, all of you are in private healthcare from now on. Do you understand me? Because I'm
Yeah.
not having nobody be passing away on me again due to negligence, as far as I was concerned, due to
Yeah.
negligence. And I mean, I guess it does help you iron out some things in your life that you know that you want to make right. Yeah, but I don't know, bro. I'm so angry. I'm still, as much as I thought, I'd let go of the anger. Yeah, this conversation here tonight has made me realize I'm still angry. I'm still
Bro.
angry at him for taking her away. And I know Riri was like, she's already had that conversation and she wouldn't want you to be mad. And it's so fucking true. I know my auntie, she'd be like,
Yeah.
live your life. You're young, you're free, you're dead. Do what you're supposed to be doing as a young man and look after these and look after those. But all I can think about is, why did he take you? I'm a dickhead. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm more of a
Yeah.
to take me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Bro, one thing I'm gonna say to you, with grief,
I think that
it never goes, bro. like I see it as weather. You have to have the rain and you have to have the sunshine. How the days when it rains, that's when you go to God for shelter. So like 2 years ago, at the same period when my auntie died, I was in the church, innit? Came out to find that the church was a cult, innit? And during that period, when I was leaving the cult, was the same time when my auntie died, and everyone in my life left me, fam. Like not like bro, like I would go months not opening my mouth, not looking at my message, bro. And the only thing that got me through was God. Bro, I would cry my eyes out to God with all my anger. Till today, there's days where I'm angry with God. But it's the same thing like when you have a dad that you love, you can be as angry as you want with him, he's still gonna love you. What I'm saying, I can go and cuss God, and it's all like I'm a human being. He knows that. He knows me, but he loves me. So when I spent time learning more about him, I realized how much his love can heal any pain and trauma I'm going through. No matter how hard life gets, there's a scripture I can go to that can get me through. There's one that I love, yeah, and it says, do you not know that I collect every tear? None of your crying has gone to waste. God, he keeps record of everything that we go through, every tear. He keeps account, and he acknowledges that we're in pain, and he will do things when you're least expecting it, and he will just show your strength. And I just pray that as you're going through your process, you will seek him and get closer to him so he can give you a love as well, bro. Because honestly, what you're doing right now, you're changing lives, bro. Big man thing, big you up, bro. And just keep trusting God, man.
Thank you so much. You know what? Thank you for that fucking phone, bro. Let me stop. Thank you for that call. Thank you so much. Bro, this is heartbreaking. Do you know what? I'm sorry, everyone, yeah, for not doing this more often. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. That's all I can say is I'm sorry. Once a month at least. I'm just gonna start with once a month. Auntie Audrey, I'm gonna do this once a month. Yeah. Because people need to speak. And even if I don't have anybody on this, I'll be honest with you guys, just so you know, in it, yeah. There's a certain fear when it comes to for me preparing my YouTube shows. This is probably why I don't stream as often as I should. Yeah. I have a fear sometimes that no one's gonna pull up. Let me be real. I have a fear sometimes that no one's gonna pull up. Maybe no one's interested in what the fuck I'm saying, innit? Yeah. But the fact that I've had, I don't know, roughly 13 to 20 people in here at a time tonight makes me feel very connected to you guys. And thanks for listening. Connor, you asked me to bring you back in real quick. What's up?
Yeah, no, I get like Joe. Like part of the things you've been describing about, like obviously with your aunt, obviously hallucinating a bit and stuff like that, and like with the NHS, like it's just the amount of comparisons I can bring it back to, like what I've gone through. Like I've at the time, I worked a bunch of you nurses. Like my mum's a nurse. my mum's a nurse, and she was sat next.
I was not allowed. Trust me, I could not. Anyway, but go on. You finished because I was very angry.
Genuinely, like I'm gonna give a quick brief like time lapse of what happened about the like with my dad in hospital, right? So like at 5 a.m. Like at 5 a.m. like there's been a load of shit going on anyway. Like at 5 a.m. a few days, maybe like a week before he died, this doctor comes into the room, like where my brother and that is. Like I don't think my uncle was in the room because I was staying at the house at the time, like for like some shit reason. But this doctor comes in the room and he's like, he just basically tells my brother that my dad's only got a few hours left to go. My dad stayed alive for another week just to piss that doctor off, I swear. But it's like, but it's not. It's like my brother wasn't his next of kin because my brother wasn't his next of kin and that, and he wasn't meant to tell that to my brother. He was meant to tell it to the next of kin, and that he just dropped it on my brother at like 5 a.m. in the hospital. No one else there to deal with it. And like when my uncle pulled him on it, like a few hours later, he was just arrogant about it. And like, you're meant to be a doctor, and you're telling someone's son that their dad's about to die in a few hours, and it's like you want to be a prick. And then there was a nurse. Right, she's coming to the. Yeah. What was that? Sorry.
I was saying, how did you feel in that situation? Because I know I would have probably got arrested that day. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah. I wanted. I thought of violence so much, but it's just like I thought of beating so many of them, like in that hospital. But my dad ended up being on a morphine drip at the end. Like he was unconscious basically after a while, and he just was on morphine basically just to help him with the pain. He couldn't get out of bed, obviously, and he had a catheter put in. This nurse comes in. It's only because my mum was stood there watching her what she was doing. She tried to inject morphine into his catheter, like because he had the morphine drip on his leg. Like she tried to put his medication through his catheter, and it would have burst the catheter inside of him. And like it's only because my mum was stood right next to her watching it.
What hospital was you in?
It's
What
North
fucking
Manchester.
hospital was you in?
Yeah, big one, a shit one. NHS room.
Nah, this is what I'm saying to you people. Listen, everybody, if you got people that are sick, if you got anybody that is like needs medical attention, I beg you, go look up Bupa, go look up private healthcare. Yeah, it's not as expensive as you may think. Yeah, England, I know that we're different to America and that, and yeah, we're all big on the NHS and that, but no, I beg, listen to me, go and get yourself private healthcare where they actually care about the patient. They're getting paid extra. Yeah. At least, listen, nobody in this world, nobody cares about you or your family apart from you. Yeah. Look after your family the best way you can. Get private medical care. I'm telling you.
Yeah. And it's like, the amount of different things that were going on, in like the NHS hospital, and it's like, it makes you angry. And a couple of weeks, maybe a month ago, like I was just feeling sentimental about certain shit, and I ended up thinking about trying to not like it sounds like an American thing, try to sue, but it's like I just wanted to make someone pay, like not in the sense of like financially pay, just like what they did wrong. I wanted them in shit for it, and it's just like
you want to hurt them somehow. It doesn't matter if it's in their pockets or
and it's like,
do you know what I mean?
Even if I did it, like it might not make me feel better at the time, but maybe it would, maybe it might, and it's just like it's one of them things of like, even if it doesn't work, maybe it did. Like maybe like it's just something to explore. Because we wrote to the hospital at the time, like detailing all the different bits and like different things that they did wrong, and like they never got back to us. Like I shouldn't really chase that up, but it's just like I've not got the energy to go to the NHS and be like, why have you not done this now, over a year after the fact?
This is how they get away with so much stuff, though, Connor. This is how they get away with so much stuff because I got another story I could tell right now about it. This to bring you up to another hour probably, but my first son was born in hospital premature, and a situation happened with them, and I never sued. Yeah, and years later, my boss, because I work in medical recruitment, she was like, you can still sue them to this day, don't forget that you can still sue them, especially in a long last day. Don't forget about, it was only, a couple of years ago, whatever. Sue them no matter what time it is, because don't let them get away with it, because this is how they sweep things under the carpet. They sweep things under the carpet, and then the hospital still looks like it's reputable, and more people go there, and more people get hurt through negligence. And that's what pisses me off. The NHS is full of negligence. Yeah,
it is. And do you know what? Not to like obviously go to another story, because we're going man for man with stories right now. But it's like my gran died in 2014. Like I lived with my gran for 11 years. I was born in 2003. I lived with her until like she was sick and she had to go obviously to hospital, and then she passed away in the 11th year of my life. It's like she. Yeah, no, I saw the laughing faces a minute ago. I wasn't fussed about it, but when she went to hospital, she was going into hospital complaining about a trigger finger of a thumb, like it was like randomly triggering, like it was like randomly stiffening like stuff like that. And the doctor at the time just overlooked it. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh no, it's nothing. You're making it up and all that." You know, like saying that she was lying, basically. Like it comes to around the 3rd of August, give or take a little bit, like 2014, 3rd of August. She's got a banging headache, and because the hospital have just basically panned her off, made her not think anything of it. She's taken painkillers all day. Nothing's happened. My granddad's taken her to hospital eventually. She's gone for a CT scan, and then an MRI. Obviously, found a brain tumor in her head, and it's just like the amount of like, how are you going to tell someone's lying and then bang, brain tumor? Bear in mind, she got they found. Go on.
No, private healthcare is what I'm gonna scream. Private healthcare, bro. From now on, anybody of value to you in your life, fam. Private healthcare. Remember, I've said it today. Private healthcare, please,
Yeah.
bro. Because that kind of shit is a shit. Oh, anyway, please finish. Private healthcare. Private healthcare.
Yeah, it's like the madness is she got diagnosed. Well, they found it in the August, diagnosed in the August. It would have probably been about September time. They said to her basically the treatment option was you do the chemotherapy, you get the surgery, you might get 2 to 5 years. If you don't do any of it, you might get a few months. So she went for the treatment because she wanted to get as much life as possible. She died in December anyway of that same year. So she, even with the treatment, she didn't even make it past the year. Like she died the 28th of December, and it's just like the NHS is so shit. It's like my hands are shaking thinking about like how fucking angry it gets you, because it's just like how much like
because
people,
bro, negligence will always make you angry because when it's situations that you feel could have been avoided. These situations could have been avoided if they were more, what's the word? Diligent. If they were more diligent and was doing their jobs properly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it's like,
And-
sure, you can say they're busy and overwhelmed and all that, but it doesn't help you after the fact. After the fact, like after whatever's happened, it does not help you, and it hurts that much more that it could have been prevented if it was properly ran and it was well run. It's like my gran gave nearly like I want to say well over 20 years of her life to the NHS working in hospitals and that. It's like, and she got nothing out of it. Like in the end, when she needed them.
That's the thing as well. It's stuff that we're paying for. It's stuff that we're out here paying for, and then we get the worst care. Do you know what I'm saying?
The Americans fair play. Like if you break your foot in America, it's costing you $100,000. At least you're getting good healthcare out of it. You know, the $100,000 bill for decent healthcare. It's just.
What? Hold on 1 second. Let me bring in Riri. She's shaking her finger. What did you say, Riri?
That comment Connor just made about the US. That's not true.
What part, sorry?
You were like, "Oh, we get better healthcare." Is that what I heard you said?
Yeah, I said you get better healthcare in America compared to the UK.
That's not true.
You have to pay for it.
No. It's not even about you having to pay for it. It's having the right skin complexion.
Oh, really? Is that like that in America? Before we go, let's have this conversation then. Is it really like that? So even card, if I got insurance and all that.
I'm sorry. Say that. You broke up for a minute there, Joe. What did you say?
I know in America you got to have like medical insurance and stuff like that, right? And you know, to get healthcare and stuff when you go to hospitals and stuff. So you're telling me if you got on a good healthcare plan, when you go to the hospitals or wherever or doctors, you don't get treated right just because you're a different skin color. Is that what you're telling me? Even if you got a good.
I think there is cases. I think she's put her finger up. She's on the phone quickly, but I think there have been cases of that in America. America is a mad place.
I'm quite shocked actually, and just so that Percy knows, he asked us like, you know, what's the topic? You just tuned in. What's the topic of conversation today? But just so you know, Percy, basically, it's 1 year to the day that my aunt passed. And I was just having a conversation with the community asking how were you guys doing? I expressed, you know, I shared
shared a couple
tears.
So to
community.
answer your question, Joe, yeah. So yeah, we do pay for insurance, and then there are people who are under a certain income will get free insurance. They don't pay for it, but they're like below, like their income level is, you know, really low. However, the attention when you get to the hospital is based on your skin color.
Right. So it doesn't matter what kind of health plan you're on now.
No,
No, okay. So I could be on the most expensive health.
that particular aspect of the of society plays a huge part in this country. Matters not.
Do you know what? I've been to America a few times, right? But I could never. If it's one thing I applaud England for, and at the same time, I'm not so sure if it's a good thing. England is a bigger melting pot than America. Is so segregated and divided.
Yes,
it's mad.
Very much so. It was a huge culture shock for me when I got here. To be fair, coming from the Caribbean, coming from we're all one people. It don't matter.
Black,
So,
white, Chinese, Indian, everybody. Just one.
So yeah, so I'll give you one for instance, like the mortality rate for pregnant Black women going into hospital as opposed to pregnant white women going into hospital is like I want to say like I'm not, don't quote me, but it's like somewhere between like 80-10.
No. Why? Just
because of that whole, I will go in complaining as a Black woman. I will go in complaining of pains or whatever, and they won't check me out the way they would check out a white woman going in complaining about pains and whatever during pregnancy. So, I might go in complaining that I'm having some sort of contractions or whatever. They'll be like, oh, it's Braxton Hicks or whatever the case may be. Don't check me out completely. Don't do an ultrasound, send me home. Next thing you know, I'm suffering from preeclampsia or something else. And
don't say that word. Don't say that word, preeclampsia. Oh no, that was my son.
Yes.
So my first child was born 3 months premature, preeclampsia. Went to the midwife. Midwife was that? And how much months pregnant are you? I was like, yeah, so you guys are gonna go leave here and go straight to the hospital, okay? I was like, I was like, what? She's like, yeah, leave right here and go straight to the hospital. Oh my god, that day was crazy.
Did not even call you an ambulance?
Yeah.
Hate that word.
Yeah. So I'm sorry if it's triggering. I apologize. But yeah. So and I work in the health system. So yeah, it's really. I mean, yeah. I mean, if a ASAP Rocky or a Rihanna or Jay-Z or a Beyonce walks into a hospital, of course it's a different kind of, reception or whatever. But even for somebody like me who pays every year, I probably pay close to $1,500 in towards my insurance.
Sorry to interrupt it, but just for the statistical thing of it, for every like 14 to 19 white people white pregnant women that pass away per 100,000, there's 49.5 to 50 Black women that die in the US healthcare.
Told you.
So say on the low end of the 100,000, there's like 14 white people, and then it's between 49 and 50 Black women.
Right. So it's my percentage wasn't that far off, right?
Nice. I wasn't trying to disprove you. I was literally just trying to like give like more accurate numbers. It's a mental stat. I've just looked it up because I wanted to see what the stat was. It's mental. Yeah, between 14 and 19 white women per 100,000. Yeah, and then it's for Black women, it's between 49.5 and 50.
That's crazy.
It's nearly 3 times the amount.
Yeah. So see, I didn't know the exact. Thank you, Connor. I didn't know, but to explain to you what it is, it's not the insurance per se. It's again over here. It's all about this. Yeah, over here it's all of over here. It's just it's like that, bro. It's with everything too. It's not like I'm sure I've told you, you know, and I've noticed. I know you gotta go because you've been, and I gotta go, but I like me and my girl, like me and my missus will go to the store, and you know, like a Macy's. We'll go into a Macy's, and she likes to shop. I don't. So I'll just go sit in a corner and she'll just walk around or whatever. And right.
Just like me.
And then she'll come to me and like she'll walk in all happy, and then when she comes back to me, like her whole, I could tell her energy's changed. I was like, what happened? And she'll be like, oh, she went to such and such and they were like trying to give her a hard time or whatever, or not trying to be customer service like. And I'll get up, even with my locks, I'll get up and I'll go, because that pisses me off. Like it pisses me off. And I'll get up and I'll go over there and I'll be like, come with me. And she's like, no, don't make a scene. I was like, nah. And I'll go over there and I'll be like, what seems to be the problem?
Do we have a problem?
And they'd be like, no, mom, no. I was like, no, but she came asking you something just now and you found it hard to help her. Right, you found it hard to help her, but now I'm coming here and you're trying to talk to me all nice. So it's everywhere. Like that's the biggest. It doesn't matter. Like if they don't know you have money and you walk in, like let's say you walk into a place and nobody knows, let's say hypothetically you got money, like you're rich, you know what I mean? And you walk into a place and you're dressed regular, bro, the treatment you will get, bro, it's like you'll be like,
get out.
It does, yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You know the funny thing is, in America, I've witnessed things like that though. It's crazy until I open my mouth. Yeah. People treat you so different.
The accent from the time you open your mouth.
I'm all right then. I'm okay then. That's when I'm okay, Black. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. Yeah, I've had it happen. Yeah. It's funny though. One guy in America made me know that it don't matter about your accent though. One guy, yeah, one white man in a store. I don't even remember where I was, yeah. And I was asking him something. I was like, excuse me. And he was ignoring me at first, yeah. And then he finally turned around and he put his hand on his side, showed his gun. I was like, he said, nigga, don't talk to me. I was like,
whoa.
Okay. I was like, at least I know. To America.
Yeah, it's really bad here. Like it's really like over. You know what I say? Like I know you guys have it, and I don't downplay it that you have it there. But yours is like, it's like tea and crumpets.
Underbelly.
No, but I'm saying it's like tea and crumpets, and over here it's like just straight slap the face, like you know.
You know what it is, yeah? It's because English people, you know, we're getting into a whole different conversation. We're gonna end this, yeah, but I'm just gonna say this last bit, yeah. English people have that thing where they talk about keeping a stiff upper lip, and British people do not like to embarrass themselves into a point where, you know, they always want to be politically correct. So they will do the underbelly thing more than take the direct route. So in some respects, I kind of respect the American culture in that way. At least if you're racist, say it to my face. Do you know what I mean?
Are you saying we have polite racists over here? Is that what it is? We've just got polite racists to keep it hidden.
Much polite racism, bro.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
You want the Tommies in the street, don't you?
That should be a show, Joe. Look, I just gave you your next show.
You want Tommies in the street, don't you? Marching up and down so you know who's who, don't you?
Polite racism.
Racism. I just gave you your next show. Yo, I'll see you guys later, man. Stay blessed. Joe, you got my number. I told you already. You need to talk. I got you.
Love you.
Later, Connor.
In a bit, Riri. Have a good night. Nah, polite racism's
Connor,
a funny one.
in a way, I love you too, Connor. You know, you pulled up on every show when I'm talking about just.
Hey, if I'm at home and I've got time, even though I'm not at home, I try to pull up. But you know, it's just if you're in bed with someone else, you don't really be putting up on a show. That's the only time you're not getting me on.
And you've always come and you've always shared. That's the thing that I respect about you. You've always shared, and that's very important for men, boys, anybody that's watching, to know that it's okay to just talk to another guy about your problems. Don't be afraid. Talk to your mom, talk to your auntie, talk to your cousin, talk to whoever you have around you. Yeah, utilize the people that you have, and if you can't talk to someone around you, look up better health. Like
that's it.
Like
That's one thing I can.
earlier. Yeah, look up better health.
One thing I will just quickly say before I go: contact your GP. Go through the NHS. NHS walk-in therapy. Even though the NHS is shit, try the NHS walk-through therapy. You might just get something quickly with that. But yeah, no, big up, Joe. Obviously, condolences because it is the year. But,
anybody knows as well, please type it in the chat, because if it's one thing I'm not going to proclaim to be is an expert on these kind of things. Yeah, I mean, the most I've done is I did a mentoring course, and that's the best I could say. But I have no experience in this kind of stuff.
I did couples therapy in secondary school.
Get out. Did you say couples therapy? Were you doing couples therapy in secondary school? Go learn your books about your learning woman. Anyway, guys, listen, it's actually been a really, 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 really good show. Thank you to every single one of you that pulled up, that's watched, that's listened. I got love for every single one of you. Thank you for being here so I can talk. And anybody that you feel like you listened and you've got something out of this, thank you, innit? Just thank all of you. Thank all of you. And I will be back once a month. Love and respect, guys. What else can I say? Goodbye. Have a good night and sleep tight.
Real legend vibes. Drive through the door like a hurricane spinning. Backhand gang always winning, never thinning. Bricks in the vision stacking heights like a ladder. The first reckless graduate, nothing else matters. Taught by the bulk KG, the professor. Class full of hitters, no time for the lesser. Blueprint sharp, every line be surgical. Gang move wild, but the hustle's vertical. Shut up! There's a takeover anthem. Backhand gang, no pressure, no tantrum. Hit with a bass in the street.